Hello, everybody, and welcome to our live session today. Today it's February 6, 2023, and this is Before the Bell in 3D. This is week 3, and getting ready to trade the markets, especially with an emphasis on the US markets, if you wish, since they're going to be opening in a little bit over an hour of time. So join me, my friends. We are gonna go dive. We're gonna dive deep into understanding what's happening in the markets out there, and the way we're gonna do it. And I'm just displaying with you a news flash that we also produce because it has a great summary here that kind of says what I'm about to show you. We're gonna be looking at 5 markets: the S&P 500, crude oil, gold, the US dollar, and Bitcoin. Obviously, those are the most relevant markets out there. And by understanding those markets, for sure, we can have a greater grasp of the opportunities and the risks available at the moment. We're going to start with the S&P. And the way we're going to do the analysis, I'm just going to show you the chart live on TradingView. Here we go. TradingView, and we're gonna start looking at the S&P 500, just switching to that particular symbol, and we can see here on the bottom part of the screen that we are looking at what is called an up climate. Okay, I'm just noticing that I may be covering a little bit of information in the bottom part of the screen. Let me make some space. That's, I guess, is better. So what we have in the bottom part of the screen is the climate, an indication that tells us statistically speaking, what is the right or smart choice, being a buyer or being a seller. But very important, notice the statistics attached here to auto climate, where a normal thing to happen based on statistics would be to have a climate duration of 8.45. This climate duration already exceeded that and is currently pointing at 11. So not a surprise to see the S&P falling down at the open later in the day. Because this climate statistically is exhausted, and it would be expected to see some sort of a correction before we have some sort of a resuming price action to the upside. Now, another key ingredient that we have available on our news flash, right? It's the UFO zones, on-field orders, UFOs, those flying saucers that you see on the screen that point at buy orders to be located all the way at 3480, sell orders located at 4258. In other words, if I go back to the charts, let me do that very quickly. Let me go back to the chart here. Here we go. So if we go back to the chart, so notice how the sell orders are located up here. So there is a little bit more room for the market to go up, even though we talked about the climate being statistically exhausted. What's a bit more scary, though, is that if the climate is going to change and go back down, so far there is nothing to stop it from going all the way to 3480, unless large market players step in with a new set of buy on field orders. In such case, we're going to get to see new green flying saucers on the screen, and we will know then, where market is likely going to turn. But so far, the on-field orders to buy that we had on the way up, so that last week, for example, have been used to produce this beautiful move to the upside, but there is no significant amount of buy orders in the market anywhere close price as we speak. So with this initial definition of what's happening with the S&P, I am killing two birds on one stone, which is to also explain how to understand or how to read climate as well as auto UFOs, which tells you should you be a buyer or a seller based on statistics, and what prices you want to buy at and which prices you want to sell at as well, to add odds in your favor. The third dimension I have not addressed yet is volatility. So we are talking about a volatility of 47.8 points a day, either up or down, 105 points a week, 105 points, 0.22 points a week, either up or down, 219.02 points a month, either up or down. Those are the expected values for volatility, which are extracted out of options prices, options on S&P, okay? The next market that we're going to analyze, and now I'm going to speed up a little bit this presentation, is crude oil. And we can see here with crude oil that we are dealing with a down climate. Statistical duration 5.78. It's been running for 6. So we are reaching the statistical end of the climate, but there are not too many buy on field orders unless we get down all the way to 60.77. Sell on field orders, though, are very close to price. So as we see crude oil bouncing to the upside, if it goes a little higher, it is expected that those on field orders will kick in, and we'll see another leg of crude oil going down, potentially surpassing what statistics suggest. Again, statistics are a reference, which is extremely useful, but it's just a reference. Okay. Now, on field orders to buy and sell, 74.97 to sell, 60.77 to buy, and then expected speed of movement 1.83 points a day, either up or down, 4 points plus a week, either up or down, 8 plus points a month, either up or down. That will be the speed of movement. With gold, which is the next market to check, we are dealing with a down climate. Both gold and the US dollar have changed their climate since the last week. And changing the climate of dollar, obviously, gold is priced in dollars, and therefore gold is having a severe reaction to this, putting on the side that the prior climate ended way below what statistics would have suggested, with a move that seemed to never end to the upside. So obviously the actions, the trading actions, I was looking for the right word, in the opposite direction of that move have been very intense, hence the very incredible price movement that we saw last week. So we are in a down climate with crude oil, no sell on field orders anywhere close, buy on field orders located at 1832.4. So going back to the news flash here, we can see the 1832.4 value as very relevant. 17.86 points a day, either up or down, is the expected speed of movement out of looking at options on gold futures. 39 points plus a week, or 81, almost 82 plus points a month is the expected speed of movement of those markets. The US dollar, which is the next market that we're going to analyze, again, it's kind of like the mirror image of gold at this moment in time. Those markets, of course, have relatively strong correlations. At this moment in time, see how precise that UFO was. Once ago, there was a little bit of a kiss to that UFO, and then the dollar changed direction from 100 to 103, 3% increase in the currency in 3 days. That's not bad. This led to a change of climate, which is currently blue. So we are now in an up climate with gold. With buy on field orders available at 106.75. No sell on field orders anywhere close at this moment in time, unless, again, like I said, for the S&P, or this would be valid for any market really. At any moment in time, large market players may show up with very intense buying or selling, adding orders to the market, and if that was to be the case, you will get to see it on the charts with auto UFOs plotting that real time for you. Okay. Speed of movement expected to be at a rate of 0.56 points a day, 1.23 points a week, 2.57 points a month, and that is either up or down because those are expected volatilities. Okay, we talked about direction and turning points before. Now we're just talking about speed of movement. And the last one that we're going to analyze today is Bitcoin. I'm looking at the Bitcoin future, to be specific, the bakkt Bitcoin contract that trades in the ICE exchange, where we can see sell on field orders located up here, buy on field orders just a little bit below price. And now notice that we are in a confirmed climate, but also notice the duration of this climate, 22. This is a very lengthy duration for the climate. So I would not be surprised that very intense selling pressure arrives sooner than later to Bitcoin before we get to 29,000. And if that's the case, we're going to see red UFOs on the screen. So climate, again, it's an up climate so far, unless proven otherwise. Sellers located at 29,000 plus. Buy orders located right below price at 23,315. So if Bitcoin manages to fall a bit more, we should see a bounce to the upside, even though, again, I would not think that it's going to go too high given the statistical situation of the climate. You never know, right? But statistics are a fantastic reference point to make smart decisions, isn't it? Speed of movement expected to be at a rate of close to 900 points a day, close to 2,000 points a week, close to 4,000 points a month, either up or down. And finally, as we are about to conclude this session, I want to also highlight our economic calendar. Also, if you need to know more about what we do as a company, here you can see on the screen the three pillars that support what we do. Apps, in other words, another way to say that is intelligent trading technology. AI is definitely a term that is in very much used these days. Courses, because while we have amazing apps, if we don't teach you how to use them, then you're going to be at a disadvantage. So we have a collection of courses and coaching, so we can do it together. So you see us how we do it, so you can practice what you learn. So what you learn, which is knowledge, becomes a skill. Okay, so those are the three pillars. In any case, going to the economic calendar now, let me scroll down a bit. So this is a little bit of what I would call a light week. I don't expect too much from this week. Last week, definitely, with unemployment number, Fed announcement, so on. Yes, this week, of course, there are certain announcements. In the case of Canada, for example, unemployment rate, gross domestic product in the UK. So all of those are relevant events. But again, if we were to compare with what happened last week, probably not that impactful. Okay, so here's your economic calendar. You have it on the news flash. Okay, and by the way, if you are wondering how you can get this news flash on your inbox or on LinkedIn, both, you just need to follow the instructions on the screen. And if you have any question, you also have my email on the screen on how to do that. And talking about supporting you, we have also published our book, Mystery to Mastery series that we reveal the mysteries of how the markets work in a professional manner. So the book has been designated in new first release in various categories. So if you want to get your own copy, the book is $18.88 paperback, $3.88 ebook, and you get a course and you get 3 months of trading technologies, the UFOs that you saw me use today. You get that for 3 months with the book. So with all of this said, hopefully you had a little bit of an eye-opening during the session today when it comes to market preparation, getting ready for the trading session, as the market will be opening not too far from now. And this hopefully helps you into today's trading, but also into the rest of the week. My friends, as always, a pleasure to be joining you here. I definitely enjoy this company very much, since the markets are one of my passions, probably one of yours too. Thank you for joining me and for sharing that passion, and see you around. Count on me. If you need anything, you have my email on the screen. Let's be in touch. Take care. Bye-bye.